Thanks for staying with us. Now, restrictions on travel are set to ease from Monday, but for many, including Fiona Mulcahy, confusion remains over what to expect from next week. Fiona joins us now on Skype alongside travel expert Eoghan Corry. Good morning to you both. Thanks for joining us. Fiona, let's start with you. You're in Guildford in the UK, and when you heard travel can start from Monday, you were on booking your flight, but you're still unsure where it leaves you, and especially where it leaves your two children who you want to bring home to see their grandparents.
Yeah, absolutely, Alan. So as soon as the Minister announced that the travel would be resuming on the 19th of July, I booked a flight back. So I'm on the first flight out of Gatwick on Monday morning and really excited. I haven't been home in 18 months. But as things stand, I can't bring the kids. I've got two daughters who are 6 and 8, and there is currently no guidance about children or unvaccinated minors, and it's not clear if they would have to quarantine for 14 days when we got home. This is really hard because they're just desperate to see their granny and granddad, but it's completely unrealistic to think that they could quarantine for 14 days in my parents' back garden.
Yeah, before they see them. You're doubly vaccinated, so you're fully okay. And I think the rules at the moment are is that you won't have to isolate or anything like that, so you're fine when you arrive on Monday.
Yeah, that's correct. And it just doesn't make any sense because the Taoiseach announced yesterday that unvaccinated kids can go to, pubs and restaurants at home, but then Irish citizens in the UK can't bring their kids back. It just doesn't make any sense, and it's completely disproportionate. You
must be so looking forward to get home to see your parents, and the kids obviously dying to see their grandparents.
Yes, absolutely. So they haven't seen my parents since just after Christmas 2019. Orla is 6, so that's nearly a third of her life. And there are, tens of thousands of families over here with, toddlers and babies who've never even met their families in Ireland. So really just calling on Micheál Martin, Simon Coveney and Eamon Ryan to look after the Irish citizens in the UK, make a plan so we can bring the kids back. They can see their cousins, they can see their grandparents. Well,
let's see if Eoghan Corry can clear anything up for us. Good morning to you. You can't clear anything up.
I'll do my best.
But there is rumours about, and normally when we hear these suggestions, what's going to happen, they normally do happen. And it looks like now that over 12s will have to be vaccinated. So any children under 12 will not need, or who are not vaccinated, will be able to come into the country.
Uncertainty, Alan. Even the prospect of unvaccinated coming back into Britain is not confirmed. As it stands, it's still until next Monday that it's public policy that all but essential travel is banned and vaccination doesn't exist. People coming in have to do the self-isolation and need the PCR test in advance. We have no indication that when this changes for EU citizens, that it's guaranteed that it will happen for Britain as well. It was said yesterday at the Oireachtas Transport Committee by Liz Canavan that it would be government policy from Monday that anyone coming from Britain vaccinated can come in. She also said that the policy, which is under 6, doesn't require a cert or vaccination coming into Ireland, could be raised to 12.
So that means Fiona and her two children could come in without isolating on Monday.
We don't know when they're going to confirm that's the case. And the problem, and Fiona is a classic example, everybody's talking about holidays. A lot of what's going to happen after the Monday is going to be reconnection of really disconnected families. 17% of Irish people born abroad, huge number of Irish people spread around the world. Now, we've no indication. We're running down the clock to Monday without giving a clear idea, with tickets to be booked, with people to be relatives to be contacted, and the stress involved is enormous.
And Fiona, can I ask you, if there was some clarity, would you bring the two children with you on Monday?
It would be brilliant if I could.
Yeah, that's it. So, Eoghan, then what else? Like the EU digital certs have been issued. I got mine yesterday here on the show. We showed it, but that's giving clarity to it in Europe.
Yes.
So that's giving some clarity in Europe. But it's like this, it's the UK, and so many people like Fiona living in the UK and just want to come home.
Absolutely, and the UK leaving the European Union is the cause of this particular problem. We'd have no issue from Monday. We have a common travel area agreement with the UK, which also complicates it. And to complicate it even further, we had a change in the regulations for people coming from the UK that a second PCR test after 10 days was required. Now, it's very clear, very hard to know what's going on. You've got politicians contradicting each other yesterday. You've got very strong health advice from Tony Holohan. That's his job. His job is to say anything that prevents or impedes our fight is bad. But the politicians are making decisions on the advice of the officials. And since the first announcement of this in May, the officials have been very clear that the digital COVID certificate can be delivered. The technology will work. We saw it yesterday. It was amazing.
Yeah.
All those emails going out and people getting that QR code. QR code is the key to everything.
Yesterday, yeah.
And the politicians are the ones that are now going to be debating with this health lean and, what will we make a decision that will lead us to being barbecued on Twitter. That's the uncertainty.
Is the problem with the UK, are people hesitant now because of those rising numbers in the UK, and we saw the Euros and all those people, and people are expecting a real spike in the UK. So is there a hesitancy now? But we have the open travel with Northern Ireland, so you can come into Northern Ireland and just drive down.
Yes.
This has been the ongoing problem.
But the difference between the Northern Ireland land border is that you have to fly or travel by ferry from Britain to Northern Ireland.
But you're allowed to do that because it's part of the UK. So you don't have to quarantine. If you're flying from the UK, you can go into Belfast really without quarantining. So you then just drive down to here. So you have to let it happen, don't you?
What officials love is a situation where they can manage it, where they can actually count who's coming and who they are, get locator forms, all of that. That's possible between Northern Ireland and Britain. It's not possible on the land border. So when people bring up the whole Northern Ireland thing, it's a bit of a red herring. It's a bit of a sideshow. Our policy from the beginning has been, let's use the fact we're an island here to control who's coming from to and from Ireland and watch. Are they coming from countries with variants? Are they coming from countries with high case rates? Now, that flies in the face, and this is the core of the problem, that flies in the face of Brussels' desire that we're one economy, that people can move from France to Germany with the commute, most people who work in Luxembourg commute and they want to apply that across Europe while we're dragging our heels. And I've been critical of that from all along, how we've been dragging our heels. Our aviation is less than 30% of what it was 2019. The rest of Europe is 65%. But that won't go away. In the next few days, we will see Irish politicians again saying, can we really allow unrestricted travel from Britain? And it's unlikely they'll say yes, but they will say, and this is a bet, let's play for time here, that fully vaccinated people from Britain can come in. It's likely they'll raise the age to 12, but that leaves the bit in the middle, and that would still require a PCR test inbound. No test in the outbound, but a PCR test inbound. So
you think that's what's going to happen over the next couple of days? So that means Fiona
that's my
and
estimation
her two children will
officials.
be able to travel. But you think that announcement will be made by Monday?
It could be made very late in the day. We have a history of making announcements within 48 or even 24 hours of travel changes. Now, this is really key because a lot has been said about the emergency brake. Emergency brake system that will change everything applies to non-EU countries. From Monday, if you're fully vaccinated, unrestricted travel is a certainty through Europe. Now, if there's things can go wrong, and things have gone wrong, let's say Portugal, Spain, they're riding a bit high at the moment. Cyprus is riding a bit high at the moment. The decision will be made at central level. There won't be a unilateral 27 different governments making their decisions. They still have the power to do so, but the principle has been agreed that we have a common travel policy for the first time since March 2020.
So hopefully we get some clarity over the next few days. And Fiona, hopefully you may be able to bring your two children home with you, but you're definitely coming home on Monday to see your parents. So have a great time, and thank you for joining us this morning. And Eoghan, thank you very much for joining us. Now we're going to take a quick break. In a few minutes, we're talking about the confusion surrounding indoor hospitality restrictions and rising rent prices. We'll see in a few minutes.